Hello, my name is Robbie Price.
My name is Enrico Milanese.
My name is Aurélie Lation.
My name is Eleonora Aquilini.
We are the co-founders of SciFilmit. SciFilmit is a science filmmaking project that trains scientists in communication, the general public and children in scientific thought, and engages the public with science through cinema. When the Berlin Wall fell, I was a baby in the United Kingdom.
I was in Italy sleeping in my crib.
I was just 1 year old.
I was just a kid and I spent that day with my grandmother.
And it wasn't until I was 23 years old
When I was around 12 or
I
so,
was 28.
A few years ago,
that I was introduced to the filmmaking process in my first film, Eggs Fuel. The filmmaking process is the key part of our project. It's a process that challenges people in unique and varied ways. And we think when combined with science, it can create a movement of science engagement across the world. The filmmaking process can be broken down into 6 parts. Step 1 is to find an idea and do the research. Step 2, to write the script. Step 3, to imagine what this script might look like. Step 4, to create the images. Step 5, to put these images together. And finally, Step 6, to export the film and bring it to the world. While we introduce our project to you, we will go through the 6 stages as if we were making a film about our project. The filmmaking process begins with ideation and research, finding that one simple idea. For example, how a science filmmaking project can break down the walls that hold us back from being truly autonomous. It might do this by bringing the scientific process to the public. The scientific process would allow everyone to obtain and use the most accurate information they have when making decisions. A script for such a film might begin with, SciFilmit uses the most accessible medium in the world, film, to engage the public with one of the least accessible, science. It all began when a team of multidisciplinary scientists wanted to bring the science funded by the local populace away from the labs and into the cinema for the public to understand, query, and engage with the scientists carrying out the research. They knew they were onto something, but could not have predicted the power of the filmmaking process in the way it transforms scientists. Once they had an idea and a script, they began to think about what this might look like. They brought talented people together from across Europe and the world. Soon the cities were 4, the scientists 200, the films more than 60, and the members of the public engaged through cinema over 1,000. The science films they had helped create were viewed online tens of thousands of times across the world. From each event they created, the community grew and the impact became sustained. They began to envisage what would come next, events across the world reaching hundreds of thousands of people. When the idea is there, the script is written, the storyboard is created, and everything is in place, it's time to begin filming. In our project, we have filmed and realized some of our storyboard, and we still have a long way to go. The next big milestone for us is to create events outside of Switzerland. To do this, we are putting together all the knowledge that we have amassed, and we are in the process of completing a blueprint for our events. This blueprint will allow us to mentor anyone, anywhere to bring the experiences and science engagement to their city. Furthermore, we are translating this knowledge into an online event for scientists, artists, and members of the public. We have come a long way, but our big challenge at this moment is funding. How can the organization sustain itself into the future? How can it make the greatest impact given everything it has learned over the past 5 years? Editing unites all the things you have learned along the way. When I was a child, I wanted to grow up to be a vet.
To be a scientist.
to be a scientist.
to be a scientist.
Because I knew I wanted to work with animals. And as I grew up, I invested hundreds of hours into understanding the natural world. In my PhD, I studied honeybee behavior. So in a way, spending all those hours trying to understand the natural world came in useful. Thank you for taking the time to learn about us and our project. And I'll leave you with some faces that we tend to pull quite often while going through the filmmaking process.